Hello and welcome to my channel, Post-Separation Abuse. And today I'm talking about when legal advice goes awry, and the title of an article I wrote recently, which is Passing the Baton, when legal advice goes awry. What is meant by passing the baton? To pass the job and the responsibility on to another. I spent 1 year writing and publishing my first book to tell the true story of what happened in a relationship and post-separation. A former partner filed 7 criminal allegations against me. It was 3 weeks after I had appeared in a civil court in Cartagena for a verbal hearing on the precarious eviction. A free public defence lawyer had informed me that the judge would order my eviction. I was shocked that the lawyer had not listened to anything I had told her, including that the statements in the court document presented to the judge were misleading and some of it was not truthful. The allegations that appeared in the criminal court document were the crime of disclosure of secrets, 5 years in prison. The crime of injury, 14 months fine. Crime of slander, 2 years in prison. Crime of harassment, 2 years in prison. Crime of misappropriation, 3 years of prison. Crime of theft, 18 months in prison. Crime of damages, 3 years in prison. Fortunately, the court dismissed 5 of the allegations after the first hearing. There are 2 allegations still in the court system. Here are my experiences and part of the reason I published my book. 14th of October 2020. I received advice from a solicitor. The advice was to file a gender violence denuncia against the ex. I asked the solicitor if he could write to his solicitor, as I didn't want to file a complaint. He refused, saying I needed to file a denuncia and I would receive free legal help, then I would receive financial support and psychological assistance. 16th of October. I backed out of going to the police station with my Spanish friend who could translate for me. I wrote to the ex and his solicitor because I didn't want to go to court and I prefer cooperation to litigation. Later, I discovered that lots of women do not want to report domestic abuse, and even when police can see there has been physical violence, women have refused to press charges. I recommend the book In Control: Dangerous Relationships and How They End in Murder by Jane Monkton Smith. I will leave a link to this in the description below this video. Another book I recommend is Should I Stay or Should I Go by Dr. Ramani Vasala. This Should I Stay or Should I Go includes checklists, clinical wisdom, real stories from real people to prepare you for the real terrain of pathological narcissism. It raises red flags to watch for and provides a realistic roadmap for difficult situations to help you reclaim yourself, find healing and live an authentic and empowered life, whether you stay or go. I'll leave a link to that in the show notes or the description below the video. 19th of October. I received an email reply from the solicitor who used to be our solicitor. He wrote, "Be sure about facts in your denounce, as it is possible to process with a denounce against someone. It is possible to prosecute someone who made a false denounce." Plus, There is a stream of colleagues that are keen in taking any problem for couples, married or in partnership. Really? What type of colleagues does he know that will advise to file a criminal complaint that could end up with a woman being prosecuted for filing a false denounce? He then proceeded to tell me I have no rights here in Spain and that it is different than the UK. He advised me to make a proposal. I had already given my financial proposal to the ex on the 12th of September, the one that he rejected and did not even discuss with me, and that's another story. The 21st of October, I decided to go to the police and file the denuncia. At the office of the Guardia in Cartagena, I was not understood, even though I was provided with a Spanish to English translation service. There were 2 hearings which took place on the 22nd of October and then the 15th of January 2021. I was appointed a free public lawyer who appeared 30 minutes before the court hearings each time. No questions were asked and no further evidence was requested. On March 9th, 2021, I received the sentence of the Gender Violence Court in a text message from the lawyer. I then forwarded the sentence to the original solicitor because I didn't understand the Spanish in the message I'd received. The original solicitor read the sentence and told me the case was heard as one minor verbal abuse and not a longer case of bad behaviour, which he meant emotional and psychological abuse. The case had been dismissed and his advice was to appeal. When I reached out to the free public lawyer that had been appointed, I asked, what can I do now, given I was advised to appeal? That free lawyer wrote back and said his job was done. I had to go and start again at the beginning to find another lawyer. Passing the baton failures. The free lawyer's advice. So I am advised to attend CAVI, which is a gender violence charity in Spain, and an appointment with the free lawyer who gave her advice, which was, do not make further complaints, you will make him angry. He was already angry. Then I was told to negotiate. I had already tried to negotiate. I had no access to legal representation. The reason why I wrote and published my first book was to raise awareness of the hidden forms of domestic abuse. Emotional, psychological, sexual, financial. I am lucky to be able to tell my story. Many women are not here to tell their stories. Many people tell me that I'm strong. Maybe I am strong, but I still crumble now and then. As an entrepreneurial type, I know that you need to be determined to succeed. I'm still here, determined to share my story and hopefully obtain justice and influence change. So how could things have been different? Passing the baton. I feel that the solicitor who provided the advice to file the gender violence could have provided me with written instruction of why he was giving me the advice to go to the police, or he could have called the Guarda and informed them first and made the appointment, or he could have represented me and attended the Guarda office when the statement was made. In communicating the information to the Guardia Civil in Cartagena, then any misunderstanding would have been avoided. Besides, the 016 National Gender Violence Helpline instructs women to have a lawyer when making a complaint. I asked twice at the Guardia office and did not get the assistance of a lawyer. Here is what another domestic violence survivor has to say. You get inconsistency. You get a disaster. A dangerous situation for victims that has the potential to be fatal. System failures fail victims every single day. Exposing system failures. She uses this hashtag, shattering the darkness. Thank you for listening to this video, and I will put links below to my article and to the 2 books I recommend to read if you are in a situation like me, or in a relationship where you suspect any of the hidden forms of domestic abuse. Bye for now.